Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Good evening, Flyers fans and everybody else. Welcome back to the Flyers postgame show, Clear the Ice, here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. It's your boy, Matty B, on the call. And one of those games tonight, I just kind of wish you would have held on to, right? Yeah, Flyers fall in a shootout. Their first shootout loss in 6 tries at the shootout. They fall tonight 3-2 in that shootout. And a game where they had a lead and they were really had a lot of jump to their step early on in this game. They were really, the play was actually on both ends of the ice, pretty manic back and forth. A lot of odd man opportunities for both teams throughout this game, actually, but especially in the first part of it. And the Flyers, they took advantage and built a strong 2-0 lead early on. But then you got to look at the goaltending again. Sam Ersson, you stake him to a 2-0 lead. I got it. You're making him hold on to it for 2 periods, but he just couldn't do it. And then the Flyers could not get any offense going in the shootout or in overtime, and they fall in the shootout 3-2. So I mean, it's kind of similar to the Golden Knight game the other night. It's the same sort of they start off one way and then the goaltending sort of kind of lulls as they gave up the 2-0 lead in this game in the second period and then fell down 3-2 late and were able to battle back and get the tie. But a game that really, if you look at it and you analyze it, this is a game, much like the Golden Knights game, that puts the reality in where the Flyers are in their rebuild. They're a scratchy team that's beginning to sort of turn a corner, but they're still a team devoid of some essential hockey things, goaltending being one of them. I'm sorry. This goaltending thing is not going to go away until it's fixed. And tonight, I'm not I'm not putting the loss at the feet of Ersson. Flyers were very careless with the puck tonight. 18 giveaways. This team is averaging 15 giveaways a game. And that's been a problem over the past season and a quarter now. They had an amazing giveaway ratio back in the 23-24 season, but that thing went away, and it hasn't gotten any better over the last 2 seasons. And tonight they were really careless with the puck, and they've been careless with the puck over the course of the last, 3 or 4 games, aside from what they've been all season. So I'm not necessarily laying this at the feet of Ersson, but I mean, the goals that the Carolina Hurricanes scored in this game, especially the first 2, were, kind of goals that you'd like to have back. And the offense for the Flyers just couldn't get anything else going after that electric start. They got the late goal to tie it in the latter part of the third period, but, and then in overtime, missed opportunity. The 2-on-1 in overtime with Zegras and Konechny just took way too long to develop. Konechny is not the same player. For some reason, there's something that's not completely clicking with Travis Konechny this season. He just seems to be a millisecond off on that 2-on-1 with Zegras there at the end of the overtime period. I mean, Zegras is standing all alone. I mean, he's all alone. The defenseman's committed to Konechny. He's going down. And Konechny just held onto the puck. He just held. He was indecisive about what he wanted to do with it. Delivers a cross ice sort of like, and it kind of got, I guess it got deflected a little bit, or it hit something and it kind of lifted a bit. And Zegras kind of shanked it off the heel of his stick and didn't get much on it. But you got to be faster with that stuff, man. And that's a play last season that, Konechny makes a lot faster. It just doesn't seem to be clicking with Travis Konechny so far this year. So the Flyers did have opportunities in this, but you just gotta, I don't know, man. It just, especially this game and the game on Thursday night, really sort of puts everything into perspective of where this team is. They're improving, yes, but they're leaps and bounds away from being an actual cup contender. And these are one of the games that sort of put that into perspective a little bit for me, and the Knights game as well. So 3-2 Flyers losing the shootout. And great comeback for the Flyers. But Joe Hale, I disagree. I vehemently disagree. I mean, you're up 2-0. All right, you're up 2-0. Your offense stakes you to an early 2-0 lead in a manic first period. I mean, in a manic game, it was all up and down all game, a very fast-paced moving game, a really good game to be actually at and watch live. But, your offense was clicking early, and you stopped kind of clicking, and then your goaltending sort of let you down a little bit. Then you go down 3-2. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pull positivity out of that. I mean, this is a loss. Thankfully, they pulled a point out of it. But you got to seal the deal, man. You got to be better than that. And again, it's a perspective reality check game for the Flyers tonight. Manny, my favorite Flyer of all time, Rod Brindamore. I loved all his all-out style of play. He was a workout warrior and a gym rat too. Gym rat too. His talk out, very aggressive man up tempo style of play is fair too. No coincidence. They never stop playing on their toes. They don't stop. It's style I want the Flyers. And you know what? They may have the right guy in Rick Tocchet. It was nice to kind of see that, that dynamic on both benches there to get two former Flyer players, or two hockey players from the last really strong era of hockey in Brindamore and Tocchet. Yeah, Brindamore's a good coach, man. He's a really good coach. And you're right. He does bring that old school kind of new school vibe, but not completely new school. I agree with you there, Ryan. I actually wasn't too much of a big Brindamore fan back in the day. I don't know. I just never got on board with him. I thought maybe there was a little bit more. I don't know if he lived up to the expectations that I had for him. And, he was kind of caught in between two different eras of Flyers hockey. Why he never really actually had an opportunity to play in a solid, era of hockey play. I mean, he was involved in two different transitions while he was here. So I don't know, man. I would give it to you. He was a good dude, a good character guy. And he's done amazing with the Hurricanes as their head coach. And seeing Rick Tocchet, on the other bench, it's kind of cool to see. The Hurricanes don't stop playing all out up-tempo attacking style. It's so much fun to watch. Yeah, but the Flyers stuck with them, and as I said, the Flyers got a gift there early. Well, it wasn't really a gift. They played really well. The tempo they were matching the Hurricanes tempo. They kind of matched the Hurricanes tempo throughout this game. Now tomorrow night is going to be interesting to see. Of course, this is the first side of a back-to-back day, day or a home doubleheader. Tomorrow they'll be in Carolina. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Flyers come out and what kind of energy they have tomorrow night. But I thought the Flyers, for the most part, matched the tempo. Now, again, aside from Urson, which I'm going to rag on this goaltending thing until it gets fixed, and it's not fixed. I'm going to constantly rag on it. And we're going to break some goals down. We're going to take a look at two of the Hurricanes' goals tonight. One's on Urson and one's on Cates. All right, and I'll give you that. But and then the third goal, the Jarvis goal, Urson just a half a second too late, and Jarvis was able to power that thing past his skate. But the Flyers play in the neutral zone. The Flyers play with the puck has been really sloppy lately. Really sloppy. And it's not necessarily been a strong point of their game when it is working. I mean, again, they're averaging 15 giveaways a game. And that's not turnovers. That's giveaways. It's two separate categories in hockey when it comes to giving up the puck. There's the turnover category, and then there's the giveaway. Giveaways are unforced errors, and turnovers are forced errors. And they are exceedingly well at giving the puck away over the past two seasons. Averaging 15 a game, 18 tonight. So I'm not saying this is their play tonight or their play in this game is any different than what I'm used to seeing them anytime, but real sloppy with the puck tonight for the Flyers. Emil Andre, again, another potential goal scoring opportunity as he throws the puck blindly into the corner and it's intercepted. So I don't like the Flyers' discipline with the puck. I know everyone gets kind of upset and concerned why Rick Tocchet runs almost a pseudo dump and chase 2.0 type of offense. And I think one of the reasons is because I don't think he has confidence in his team ability to move the puck up the ice. Honestly, I really do that. I think that's one of the big reasons for that. They're just not a good puck handling team. And that's a part of this rebuild that doesn't seem to be getting any better. So just really unappreciative to see that, but they skated with them, man. They did. And they matched their tempo. Mike, what's going on, man? Yeah, can't give up the lead. Absolutely cannot. So I'm not going to say it was a good comeback at all. The Hurricanes don't have to block a lot of shots because all their all-out man-to-man, very up-tempo, aggressive style. Yeah, it's good to see. And they got some good players, man. Aho, Jarvis, Sean Gosper tonight chipping in with 2 points. I mean, they got some good players. No Flyers were forced to block almost 20 shots. That's not up-tempo. Hurricanes didn't have to even block 4 shots. Well, I don't know if you can really – I mean, we're talking block shots. I don't know if that equates to up-tempo hockey. I mean, I know what up-tempo hockey is, and I understand what you mean, but I'm not really necessarily looking at the block shots as a gauge to that. I hear what you're saying, but not allowing a shot or allowing the Flyers to set up offensively to actually, execute a shot. I mean, is that part of up-tempo? Yeah, it's part of up-tempo and aggressive play, jumping lanes, being aggressive with the puck, being aggressive with the with the people in the zone. Yeah, you're right, but I don't really look at that as your gauge to up-tempo hockey. Oh man. Sitting here in my truck waiting for the storm, watch the other. Yeah. No, is there a storm coming? Really? I haven't left this house today. Is it still sunny out? Is it dark? Where AR? Where AR? I don't know what that means. Delco Ryan Swope. Bobby Brink and Mitchkov losing every board battle really doesn't help. Doesn't. And again, I know it's frustrating. The Flyers are not a dump and chase, necessarily a dump and chase type of team. And it is frustrating to watch the Flyers battle along the boards. It is. They're just not that type of team. Yeah, it is frustrating. Mitchkov, I don't know. I know the Quinn Hughes deal just went down with Minnesota. Minnesota got a freaking king's ransom, or Vancouver got a king ransom for Vancouver. And I know that I've been, in my mind, was putting together a trade that included Mitchkov, that also included, Jetlachenko and Porter Martone and first round pick. But seeing what the Wild gave up to get Quinn Hughes, I don't think the Flyers had that kind of ammunition. They just didn't have that type of player. And Mitchkov, not for nothing. And don't get me wrong, Mitchkov's a decent talent, but if someone comes inquiring about the services of Matt Mitchkov, I would be listening if I was Danny B. I would be listening. I'm not sold right now on his work ethic. I'm not sold right now on his desire to be great at the NHL level. I think Mitchkov is still kind of leaning on a little bit of his own, I'm good because I'm me. And I'm concerned a little bit about his work ethic. And you mentioned the board thing. I don't know if that's work ethic or just physicality or maybe a combination of both. Bobby Brink the same way. They're just not built for, play like that. Tyson Forrester is built for play like that. He's not in the game. He's out with an injury, but the Flyers are not a physical team. They're not. They're very much so put together like this new NHL. And yes, it is frustrating. It absolutely is. Watch the overtime and shootout. Awesome. AT. Where am I at? My house. GG Flyers fans. Yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't. It was not a good game for Flyers. The Flyers, man. They should have walked away with a win. This is a frustrating game, man. This is, again, a reality check game for our organization to put us to kind of put that mark on the wall where we are. We're improving. We're getting better. But certain areas of hockey, it's just so frustrating to watch the same mistakes, the goaltending situation, the stick handling, the play with the puck, 18 giveaways, man. I can't. I mean, Carolina, what they have? They had 15 on the night. I mean, they had 13. I mean, I'll take 13. That's closer to 10, not close to 20, So play with the puck. It's frustrating. The amount of time it takes for the Flyers at moments to decide what they want to do with the puck in an odd man situation has been an issue with this team as well. I guess maybe a lack of offensive confidence. I don't know. Again, I go back to that Zegras connecting 2-on-1 late, just held on to the puck way too long. You got to make a decision faster than that. And it confused everybody. It confused Zegras. It confused the defender. And then finally the puck goes and it's just not, the shot's not good enough. He misses, he shanks the shot. I don't like that kind of play. Michkov is going to get better. Not giving up on him. Listen, Ryan, did I say the words I'm not giving up on him? I didn't say those words. I just said I'd listen if I was Danny B to any conversations regarding Matthew Michkov. I would listen because just because not to say that I see some handwriting on the wall there. You entered the season, admittedly said he didn't skate for 4 months prior to training camp. I mean, what second-year player has the balls to attempt something like that at this level of hockey? I don't know, man. I take those things to heart, man. And it has definitely put him back this season. He's behind the power curve. Carolina's just so well coached. They trapped the neutral zone and are explosive, creating a 2-1 offense. Yeah, it was definitely but the Flyers were, there was a lot of odd man rushes in this game for both teams. A lot of odd man rushes. The Flyers also had a 2-on-0 shorthanded in this game, and they screwed it up. Terrible spacing on this play. 2 Flyers attackers literally standing next to each other. The skater decides to pass it. He's way too deep. He's way too committed. His wing guy is way too deep and committed with him. There was just no room to work there. You had a 2-on-0 shorthanded. You couldn't get more creative than that. Again, those are the frustrating things that when I see, because with that aggressive style comes the opportunities for odd man rushes. With that aggressive style, pucks squirt in and out and squirt up and squirt along those boards, and then before you know it, you're breaking on 2-on-1 or 2-on-0. 2-on-0 shorthanded, and it was terribly executed by the Flyers. Giving Michkov into his 4th year. What the hell, man? 4th year? Jesus Christ. Giving him that long. Was there a Flyers goal overturned today? Not that I saw. Did anybody else have that information? I didn't see any of that. No. This team has heart and wants to win so bad. At least every game is fun to watch. No, and again, they're improving. They're not a doormat team. They are a fringe playoff team. They are. They're going to be in this thing probably to the end. Will they make it in? I don't know, but they're going to be in this thing to the end. They're improving, but again, it's just so frustrating to see some of those little detail things with hockey that they just continue to struggle with. The Flyers have given up lots of plays too soon and early in the past. It was a mistake. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know, man. I agree with you there, but that doesn't mean you hang on to trash, man. I'm just saying. Michkov has not earned a damn thing yet at the NHL level. He hasn't earned a thing. He should be taking every game at this point of his career as an audition. Every single game. And he's got God-given talent. He's a great player. But the work ethic thing is a little bit of a stick in my craw right now. How the hell are you not going to skate for 4 months after last season? And then decide to come back from training camp and be like, yeah, I'm here. Let's do it. Flyers on odd man rushes never have their mind made up on what to do. Yeah, and it's offensive lack of confidence on the offense. All right, let's turn our attention back to the game. Let's break this thing bad boy down. Flyers, of course. Urson got the call for the Flyers, and in net for the Carolina Hurricanes. Here I go. Petrov Kochekov. He got the call for the Hurricanes tonight as both these teams are prepping. Anderson obviously will get the call tomorrow for Carolina, and Vladar will go for the Flyers in that day-to-day or home doubleheader. So you got a dose of the backups tonight for both of these teams at the arena. Let's take care of some of the admin notes on this thing before we start breaking some goals down. Carolina sat Mike Riley, Jasperi Kotatemegina, and Brandon Bousset. The Flyers sat Nicholas Delorier, Igor Zamula, Cam York, who, by the way, Cam York, Ristolainen, will be making the trip starting tomorrow. They're going out on the road with the Flyers as their return to the lineup is imminent, and that's going to be interesting to see how the Flyers maneuver that to get some help on the defense with Risto and get some of that offense maybe going again. Well, actually, we're both defense with Cam York, but let's see that. That's looking like a good thing. Maybe we've seen the end of Emile Andre for a while. That's the positive there. All right, let's get it going. The Flyers would, as I mentioned, get things rolling early on in this game. Bobby Brink, his 8th. Bobby's been on fire. Trevor Zegras with the assist, his 18th. Travis Sanheim, his 12th assist at the 10:04 mark of the first period. Let's bring the goal up. Let's break it down. I didn't prep any of these goals, man. I apologize. I'm delinquent in my duties, but let's get it up. Let's get it ready to go. All right, we'll pick up play. Where am I at here? All right, we'll pick up play in the neutral zone as the Flyers are battling up through the ice. We're going to break into the zone. Zegras. Nice little drop passes. We're going to kind of try to get something going, crisscrossing all over the place. Bobby Brinks is going to sit down inside that slot and get hooked the hell out of there. Goes up top. Dvorak with a beautiful screen in front. We got the early goal, 1-0 Flyers. Great screen by Christian Dvorak as he kind of moved in front of the net. Carolina gets away with a massive hook. Probably was not called because it wasn't laid on long enough, but Bobby Brink fights through it and elevates that shot there for the goal to make it 1-0 Flyers. Again, got to give credit there to Christian Dvorak with a beautiful screen in order to provide that opportunity. Flyers then would capitalize again at the 17:34 mark. Not technically the latter part of the first period, everything 2 minutes and under. But Zegras at 17:34, his 12th from Konechny and Drysdale to give the Flyers the seemingly insurmountable 2-0 lead. I was feeling really good about this game at this point as they were able to steal 2 goals early on in this game. It's been a struggle for the Flyers lately to score goals, and they were able to get 2 here in the first period. So I was feeling good. Let's pull this up. All right. Again, Flyers in the neutral zone. We're going to try to break in 1-on-3, but let's roll the tape. Man, Zegras is just he's all over the place. This might be one of the better trades the Flyers have made in like the last 20 years. The Zegras for Ryan Poehling deal. Keep an eye on Trevor Zegras. He's back here. The play will continue on to the net. Everyone's lost Zegras. I've lost him. We've all lost him. Where's he at? Everyone, all the defense is sucked in. Everybody's kind of left a little gap here. Flyers control the puck around the net. Zegras is going to break. Beautiful pass. It's just a real one of them goals where where's Waldo type goal. There's a reason why I wanted you to watch Zegras as he entered the zone, because he sort of disappeared. Disappeared from our viewpoint, disappeared from the defense's viewpoint. And you got to give a lot of credit to Travis Konechny on this play. He wasn't late on this as really cool hockey play. Zegras is going to sit. He sees it. They're looking at each other. Let's do it. And just sits right underneath. The defense skates right by him inside the mouth of the crease there. And a beautiful goal, man. Just love to see those types of plays. And the Flyers have themselves a 2-0 lead as we get ready to head on into the first period intermission. That was a pretty goal. That was a very pretty goal. For the first period, the Flyers outshot Carolina 7-5. Well, here come the Carolina Hurricanes getting right back into this thing at the 9:11 mark of period number 2. Ehlers, his 8th from Shane Gostisbehere, his first of 2 assists on the night. They cut the score to 2-1 And this is when we're going to start talking about friggin' Sam Ersson again. But again, I'm not laying this game at the feet of Sam Ersson. I'm not. But I hate goals like this. I hate these clean look goals that it frustrates goalies. I think you should do better at this level for those types of plays. Let's bring it up. All right. Okie dokie. So we're going to have a turnover. Well, actually, this is a giveaway. Okay. We're going to turn it around. Here we go. This is part of the problems with the Flyers. We got a giveaway. It's going to lead to not an odd man rush, but it still is going to tilt the ice a bit and get everybody back on their heels, get everybody turned around. And then Ehlers is going to sit down above the slot, above the dot, and goes far side with elevation. Where have we not seen that before? Ersson with a clean look just gets beat by like a rented dog, and it's 2-1. I'm sorry, man. You can't give these types of goals up at this level. There's no screen. It's a clean look. Look how far back Ersson is inside. He comes up out of the crease a little bit, but just he's not challenging enough. He gives up that entire far side, and all you got to do is wait for him to go down. He's going to do it too soon anyway, and just pick your spot around that. I mean, there's a little bit of a deflection there, but still right underneath of his goddamn catching glove. You got to be better, man. Got to be better. 2-1. Carolina's back in this. They got new life. And then the Hurricanes will tie it at the 14-12 mark from Nikishin, his fourth from Nystrom and Hall, to tie it up at 2. This was not necessarily a goal on Ersson. I'm going to give this on Noah Cates. Cates should have got an assist on this one. Let's bring it up. All right. So let's go. Really need a producer for this show. All right. So we'll pick up play inside the Flyer zone. Carolina's going to work it around the half board, and they're going to look for some this is a pretty good defended play. I mean, the Flyers are keeping everything pushed out to the perimeter. It's nothing real surprising here. We're going to just move the puck around, but then we're going to get Cates coming back into the play. Absolutely no clue where the puck is, and it's going to go off of Cates' stick. Again, I'm not necessarily putting this on Ersson, but you're going to have a little bit more self-awareness there, Noah, as you're heading back in the play. Now, the Flyers are a little bit they like to play with Rick Tocchet and more of a, crash type of defense. We're going to push up on our net. We're going to keep everything away from our net. They're a little bit out of position here. You got four Flyers players playing way up, and you only got 2 Carolina Hurricane players in the frame. So where are the other 3? Well, they're obviously back there somewhere. So there's a little bit of a out of position, for the Flyers here. But then Cates is going to realize it and try to get himself back in position. But he looks, and then he takes his eye off the puck and then does not even look at the puck at this point, and it goes right off his skate and redirects into the net, and we got a 2-2 game. Just got to do better than that. You're out of position. You're trying to get back in. I understand that, but you saw him look back. He was looking, but then he takes his eye off that puck, and it was used against him, and we got a 2-2 game here. Again, as you can see, the Flyers are a little bit out of position here. Cates is trying to get back, and there it is. Boom, right off his skate. And it goes right on by Ersson to give the tie this thing up at 2. Again, that's a terrible goal. Bad goal. And that will be your score heading into the second intermission. In the second period, the Flyers outshot Carolina 9-8. And then into the third period, Seth Jarvis, his 18th at 12:26 from, Shavenskov and Kostosphere to give the Hurricanes a 3-2 lead. The comeback was complete. I do not have footage of this goal, but if I can kind of paint the picture, I believe it was a 2-on-1. Beautiful little pass to Jarvis as he's breaking in on Ersson. He gets a kind of a deep move, has Ersson going one way, but Ersson then flashes that far side pad back, gets the pad across the net. Jarvis gets just enough on the puck to where it just clanks off of Ersson's skate and pushes through to give the Hurricanes the lead at a little bit over the midway point of the third period. But the Flyers would get right back in this thing about literally 20 seconds later. Carl Gunderstrand, his second goal of the year from Mabuse and Yulson to tie it up at 3. I do have that goal. And the reason why I don't know what happened, I could not find that Hurricane third goal. I don't know where the hell it was. It wasn't on the places that I look for goals when they're scored. And actually, right before I went on air, I still couldn't find it. They just never put it up. So I apologize for not having that goal. It's not my fault. I'm not the producer of the goals. But let's look at the Flyers goal. With that Flyers goal, so Flyers are going to come. We're coming out of the zone here. Nice little outlet pass. Let's get it going. Let's get things rolling up the ice. The Flyers find themselves in a nice little odd man situation. Again, that's that aggressive style coming back to bite Carolina a little bit. We're going to roll it in. See, listen, stop. I'm going to stop it right here. I get what the end result of this play was, the goal there from Gunderson, but did you see how slow it took? It seemed like to me before he made up his mind what he wanted to do. I get it. You're looking for an opportunity. You're looking to see what way the goalie's moving. You're looking to see which way that one defender is going to go. Is he going to take you, or is he going to play the pass? I understand there's a certain point of all that, but to me, it just looks too slow of how this thing develops. He's got his head up. He's got his head, but he's just hesitant, and then thankfully it worked out. Matter of fact, I would have passed it earlier and then maybe did a tic-tac goal situation, maybe a pass back as we're continuing to drive the net. But hey, it worked, and the Flyers get the tie. Ty Murchison in that play. That was I like Ty Murchison. Good pickup, good move, bringing him up. I think he's going to work out for the Flyers. Probably get sent down because we're going to bring back 2 defensemen, but that would be 3-3, and that's how the game would end, or regulation would end. In that third period, the Flyers would be outshot 6-2 as Carolina sort of turned up the heat on them. But for the Flyers, they hung in there. And in the overtime, Carolina registered the only 2 shots. Again, the missed opportunity late by the Flyers on the 2-on-1. Just rough. We go to the shootout, and in the shootout, the only goal scored in that shootout was from Jackson Blake, and that's the winner chicken dinner for the Carolina Hurricanes. 4-3 is your final. And some of the numbers, Flyers were 0-for-0 in the power play, but the Hurricanes were 0-for-2. So the Flyers kind of stabilized that penalty kill. That's been a son of a problem lately as well. 18 giveaways by the Flyers, 3 takeaways, 13 giveaways by the Hurricanes, 6 takeaways. Flyers blocked 21 shots. Carolina blocked 3. And there you got it. Tomorrow night, we'll get it back going again in Charleston. Is that where they play? No, Raleigh. Sorry, Raleigh. In Raleigh tomorrow. And for the back end of this bad boy, let me see, where am I at right here? Oh, Flyers odd man rush. Yeah. Just it's very frustrating to see. But there you have. There you have the end of this result, 3-2 in overtime. Tomorrow night on the Clear the Ice program. Here's our schedule. You're going to see it here. We flip-flopped. Obviously, I'm not Mike, so Mike will be on tomorrow for me. So Mike is sitting in a truck somewhere overlooking a highway in southeastern Pennsylvania, waiting for snow to fall. So he will be back tomorrow night, hopefully. Maybe he's done watching for snow to fall by this point tomorrow night, but he'll be back tomorrow night to take over the Clear the Ice program, as well as our Birds Flyby. Eagles post-game show tomorrow following the Eagles-Raider game. It'll be Mike Laro doing that one. And our schedule for tomorrow and the rest of this week, which is just tomorrow, Philly AM Sports, Eagles-Raiders post-game, and Flyers Hurricanes post-game. All that rolled up here in the It's a Wrap Sports Network for your Sunday viewing entertainment. I will also be back. This is a change. I will be back tomorrow night with the final word, so make sure you're here. And Flyers lose tonight in overtime, or at the shootout, 3-2. Their first shootout loss of the season. They're now 5-1 in said shootout. And a game that was exciting and had a lot of fun. It was really, again, a good ticket to have tonight. I mean, you definitely got your money's worth down there tonight. But just one of those games where you just look at the Flyers and you're like, man, you're just like that. You're that close. And but a very fun, entertaining game tonight as the Flyers fall in the shootout. That's going to do it for me. Thank you for spending a little bit of your later Saturday night with me. I hope you guys have enjoyed your Saturday, and I hope you enjoyed this show. I hope you enjoyed the game. Tomorrow, don't forget to be back here bright and early at 9 a.m. for the AM Phillies Sports Show with Big Al doing his thing. Philly AM Sports show with Big Al. So Al's going to take, I guess he's hosting by himself, is what I understand. We'll see what we can do about getting Al maybe a special co-host. So we'll see what we can do about that. But until then, you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And in the immortal words of the late, great Mr. Gene Hart, good night and good hockey.